Okie dokie, we're back in Black Battles. Let's go and jump some ranked games with a random character and see what we're going to get today. And it looks like we are playing the Berserker, rocking our utility pouch. We're not into darkness, making me kind of want to go for some doggos since they deal effect damage. But that is an axe starting off. Axe starting off is going to be really freaking awesome. So I'm going to take it. And I'm probably going to take the frying pan too because that's just going to be a lot of damage. We can have multiple weapons with a utility pouch, so it's not going to be too bad whatsoever. For now though, I'm thinking about grabbing ourselves a whetstone along with a shiny shell and calling it a day. We get increased damage, we get a little bit of heal, and yeah, it should be all pretty darn good. But can we take on this ranger, who's going to have a lot of damage and potentially could crit us? Never mind, we just smash him instantly. Wasn't even freaking close. Let's grab our storage. Kind of want to grab ourselves a broom, but I'm also thinking about grabbing this banana too. With a stone, let's roll. That's a broom, so we can craft up a shovel for now too. So we are going to be running out of stamina just that little bit, but I do want to go for a shovel along with our axe. Before I move on, we're going to place this little gemstone inside our highest attacking weapon. Armed Darkness is still going to be a nice spot, but we're going to have a high chance to lose on our stamina. Unless we get extremely lucky with Armed Darkness. But our opponent does have a health bot, and they are beating us down just a little bit. But with a battle rage, never mind. We smash away no problems whatsoever, and we're going to get a shovel right now, which is going to be even more awesome. Now, looking at submitting for dummies, we could take it. Spicy bananas also play here as well. We could try to go for spicy banana Excalibur, Berserker type option. Maybe we'll take this and hold on to frying pan. Seems like a good idea. For now, it'll heal us up for quite a bit too. Let's grab our storage. We could take down the phenomenon. We could also just craft up some boots, but we want to try to find ourselves an armored feasting. Armored life, not bad. Definitely not bad. Now the boots on sale. You know what? We'll grab it. But let's move on. I did put Armed Darkness in a spot targeting a shovel along with a chipped amethyst, so we can try to dig up some items, but we should also be able to deal a decent amount of damage. Even when our opponent has a cap resilience, we're kind of smashing through no problems whatsoever. And can we win out? The opponent is getting up max life right now with magic for dummies. Hell yeah. We definitely can. And we could switch up and go for hammer. Hammer bananas. I don't think I really want that. Let's take our leather boots. Let's keep rolling. Do we switch up to a chain whip? I don't think so. I think we sell a stone and we grab ourselves a second banana and leave it as that for now, because this can generate up more heat for us. It is going to be extremely slow because 2 bananas by themselves with no other food items, they're going to trigger every 5 seconds. So within 2 seconds, we're going to get 2 triggers each, which means potentially 4 heats in 10 seconds. That is extremely slow, and that is potentially. And you know what? We actually got all procs. Hell yeah. Right now we're kind of smashing through, and there is a second shovel. We really should go for it, but I want to keep our options open for an Excalibur type play. I'm also going to take a little bit of storage. I'm tempted to grab this guy right here for some extra monies. I mean, why not, right? We switch this around just a little bit so we can get our heals stacked up. I'm thinking about rolling once. That's a cheese. If we want to go for Excalibur, we kind of need to grab it. So yeah, I'm going to rock on once again. Cheese is going to be really nice because it will be scaling up our max HP. And holy Falcon Blade, this is insane. The bag of giving will really be given some craziness. And they're going to go for Mana Mastery, so they're going to start scaling up their power extremely fast. So we could be in huge trouble right now, because this Falcon Blade is going to be hitting twice. They're getting heat stacked up. And yeah, this is not going to be close whatsoever. Just the sheer amount of damage they got was insane. Speaking of insane, it's also Mana Orb. A lot of freaking good options right now. But Blueberry needs to go in here because that will speed up both our bananas. We definitely want to grab the cheese. And we also need to take this fanny pack too. Now, the question is, do we want this Mana Orb? If we're going for Excalibur, hell yeah we do. But we also need to upgrade our weapon situation soon enough. But can we take on this Reaper? Rocking a broom and a shovel. They're going to have the rainbow badge. They're going to be getting crazy items. They're crafting up a piggy. A gem piggy, and they got all their buffs from the rainbow badge. Now they are stacking up a little bit of blinds, a lot of poison on us. However, we scale up a lot of max life thanks for cheese. And can we potentially win out? Has our axe scale up enough damage right now? Maybe. The opponent is driving for such a long time too. But with our heats, our blinds, we do manage to win out. Even with all that blind on us. Now this is extremely tempting too. Also, this eye lamp for some scaling damage, because right now we're kind of lacking that damage. Should we take the eye lamp? I mean, outside of the eye lamp, we're probably not going to need it. I will be taking this Hunger Blade. That's 1,000,000% short. Do we get rid of our shovel or our axe? See, the axe has scaling damage too. But I'm also tempted to take the Hunger Blade and craft it up into Mana Thirst. So we're definitely going to take it. We're 1,000,000% going to craft it up. But I'm also going to sell our axe with the stone so we can take this stamina sack too. And call it a day. Let's get this crafted up as fast as possible. And we'll see how we get from here. Because with a Hunger Blade crafted with the Mana Thirst, it's not going to use up as much stamina, so we can put in a frying pan next round too. And holy, Ranger type builds, they're going to have a lot of damage. But do we have sprayability for it? Because right now, it's kind of looking like so. Although Shelly coming in super clutch for opponents. But is it really going to matter? We skill up a decent bit of buffs? Hell yeah. Not bad at all. Now we did kind of want to go for Deerwood Guardian. If we're going for Excalibur, this is the most ideal item we could take, because this is just going to generate up crazy amounts of mana. Since we have a lot of food items, it makes sense, right? Speaking of crazy, that's another cheese, and that's a rogue bot. The only thing we are missing is heat generation. That's where Spicy Banana is going to come into play. Without chili peppers, we could be in a little bit of trouble. But we need to sort our inventory out, so I'll be back in a second while I do that. But we're also going to take this cheese. We're going to take a second cheese, replace that garlic, we're going to roll again, and another stamina sack? Yeah, I'll be taking that too. The only thing is, Cheesy Gooberts could be insane for us also. You know, I will be taking this fellow. The only thing is, I might be taking him in the next round, because I still want to keep our boots. I want to put in our gemstone, maybe reducing that cooldown, maybe reducing that HP. Put this in, we should be able to get a lot of value from our Deerwood Guardian. The only problem is, we've no mana orbs, which we need to find pretty fast. We could have sold these items to take our Goobert and craft up this round, but I still wanted to hold on to a shovel, which will be eating up a lot more stamina, but with double bananas in, it shouldn't be too bad. And with each bit of stamina we do use up, we should be able to heal for quite a bit. I did try to speed up our mana thirst so we can stack up even more mana. And once we get to 30 mana, this is going to start dealing effect damage, which will, with Arms of Darkness, inflict some devos potentially. However, that is a smelly turtle. They're going to be inflicting a crazy amount of poison on us. Every time this guy pops off, they're going to be getting crazy block, which does pretty much stinkify us. But can we really keep up with them? Because we are stacking up a lot of max life, but that poison is stacking up. However, with the help of fatigue, we might be able to beat them down. Never mind, they got all their block back. Now 40 regen, this could be a long, long fight. But it's not looking good for us. Actually, hold on a second. Maybe it is. One more tick for that poison, we're dead. And we barely won that. We bet the stinky turtle. And we got ourselves Excalibur. With another Subclass race, let's grab our goob. And let's take our stamina sack along with non-silver Gobliner. We really want our Goobert in this spot, but we also need our Mana Thirst slightly placed back here, so we can have a shovel into. And maybe if we move this all the way back, we can place it in properly. And then these weapons are going to be triggering our Gooberts along with our Deerwood Guardian. It should be pretty nasty, and we should be able to trigger our food items again right now too. We definitely need this Amulet's all life back in. We need to switch this over slightly so we can get our heat stacked up from our bananas. And I also really want this bird, so I think we might say goodbye to a piggy bank and our boots to grab this bird pretty much this round. I really want to place this bird right here, speeding up all the food items I do once, along with Excalibur too. And maybe we should have taken the next round, because we could have used some of our items to get rid of without Silicon Bobbler. I'm still going to hold on to a shovel though. We will be getting rid of this whetstone, or maybe we should just get rid of this. Should we? You know what? Let's get rid of it. If courage goes back in, let's go ahead and grab our Cheesy Goobert. I'm going to sell this one stone to roll again, and never mind, I'm going to move on. So this has potential to be something awesome. Maybe. We need more cheeses. All I want to do is stack up cheese. We can get infinite max life. We need more mana. We should be able to survive. Hopefully going to begin Busted Blade unless we get crit to Oblivion. But with every bit of mana we get, we stack up a ton of max life and more heat. However, that Busted Blade is hitting for a lot of damage. So can we really keep up with him? Yeah. Hell yeah, we can. 360 max HP. Even more insane. Now I gotta make sure I do not get rid of a banana. I want to get rid of a shovel along with a whetstone. Not bad. Now come on, give me something amazing. Extra dagger. Maybe they want to get rid of that. Now enchanted weapons. We could use it on these weapons too, but I'm not too pushy about it. Power of the Moon would give us a huge max life increase. I'm probably going to be leaning towards this, if I'm going to be 1,000,000% honest. Full body protection doesn't make too much sense because I'm not going to be going for armor, helmet, or boots. We could get a little bit more block, but Power of the Moon is just Power of the Moon. And that is a flame badge, allowing us to help find some chilies. I do want to take another fanny pack though, keep rolling, and we do want to move our Excalibur outside our utility pouch, because we want this going fast. Helmet, insane with our duffel bag. We're going to roll again though, and we could go for another Cheese Goobert, which I don't necessarily really want to. Now I'm going to move this slightly back, and we could have our Excalibur in this spot. Basically, getting our food items to trigger multiple times on our Cheese Gooberts. But we would lose out on two specific star slots on our Excalibur, but will that be okay? You know, maybe. We still also wanted to play this, move this around just a little bit so we don't have Excalibur inside it anymore. Just want that going faster and faster if possible, but we don't really have enough food items anyway. Now, as for the Spectral Dagger, I don't want to be using up our mana, so I'm going to be selling it. I do want to grab another set of blueberries, speeding up our bananas as fast as possible. Now, as for the bird, I might place it in this position for now, targeting our Excalibur along with our cheese, along with our Deerwood Guardian. And this banana is not most ideally placed. If we switch it around and place it like so, that's definitely better. We get a little bit of extra heat from the get-go. Helmet's going to keep surviving. And we actually got 2 amps of life, which is more insane. We can place the garlic in too. And can't forget you. With some extra stones, is there any star slots we can fill up? Hell yeah, there is. And I'm still going to roll. Now, I'm not going to be taking any of this stuff. I'm going to be continuing on, and I'm thinking this could be kind of awesome. Maybe. As long as we can get our food items to trigger multiple times on our Cheese Gooberts, along with the Deerwood Guardian. My problem is we do have to get to our battle rage in favor of actually triggering the Deerwood Guardian and the Cheese Goobert to stack up our max life. And just getting all this heat stacked up from our bananas. It's not looking too bad. A lot of ice once again, but 800 max life. And it's not like a cheesy type run. And we could go for shields. It's on sale, let's grab it for now. And never mind, we're selling it instantly. Along with a flame. And along with this too, because I really do want to craft up a Paradise Barb. Just so we can duplicate an insane amount of buffs. Duplicate all our buffs, but also increase our healing efficiency on our items. I think it's going to be nice. Although we are stacking up a lot of max life, so maybe. That might not be too great. Now it's a lot of cold on us. This opponent could smash us with the sheer amount of cold on us. Slowing us down. That's going to be a huge problem for us. But our Deerwood Guardian is still going at 1 second. Giving us our mana so our Excalibur can keep proccing, stacking up our heat for us from our bananas. And also max life. However, that's a crazy amount of cold on us. 76. This little one sword pumping out some damage, especially with Steel Gooberts. And unfortunately, I'm going to speed this one up because the sheer amount of cold on us, we're not going to survive this. We managed to lose to a freaking sword. But when it's not much cold, what can you do? We did get our Paradise Barb though. I'm going to keep rolling. That's our chili pepper. We'll be taking it. Along with another fanny pack too. I'm going to place this fanny pack up top because I'm going to switch our chili pepper in this position too. Still want to roll though. I 1,000,000% want to grab this, and I'm thinking about getting rid of Amethyst Darkness for it. Although, still pretty darn decent with a Mana Thirst, but I'm going to get rid of it. Now come on. Give us Amethyst Feasting. Amethyst Energy. Actually, you know what? Not bad. Now Paradise Barb really wants to sit in a little bit closer. But if we place it here, we can stack up more heats. It's probably going to have to do in this spot. Never mind, we're going to have to place it here. We're losing a decent bit of food items, but I think it's going to be worth it in the end. They target all the food items we do want. Now maybe one other chili pepper over here, but the cheese is a little bit faster. I'm going to sell a garlic roll once more. And we could take another bird. Should we take another bird? Maybe not. But a bird is going to also duplicate our Elements of Energy mana that we're going to be refunding as well. So this is coming in super clutch as well. Our opponent is dealing a lot of damage. They managed to get Artifact Stone Heat, which is going to be crazy damage on our weapons. But look how buffs go. And with this chili pepper added in, we're stacking up even more heat, speeding everything up, stacking up more max life. And with a Powered Moon, 1000 max life and still counting. Hell yeah, this is so much better. And we could take our points and run, but why the hell not? Why the hell not keep going when we're going to have an insane run, potentially? And we only have a 44 DPS, which is not too crazy. Excalibur, Mana Thirst, maybe adding in more Mana Thirst could be even more awesome for us in terms of heals. we do have 93 healing per second, which is kind of nasty in terms of max life gain, 62 max life gain. Yeah, we have a pretty defensive build, which is nice. Definitely gonna be nice. Now I'm gonna take another helmet with another helmet, and this is pretty much going to be this round. Guaranteeing that we're going to get to that 5 seconds, and reducing our opponent's healing is kind of what we want. And this opponent is 1,000,000% going for that rainbow goobers, but kind of steal our buffs with those squirrels and stack up a lot of power. That could be kind of dangerous for us, but we're getting our heat stacked up. They also have a crazy amount of heat from us. They're dealing a lot of damage with those super fast freaking teeth squirrels. But never mind, we've gone galactic. 1,200 max life and still going, hell yeah. Not bad at all. Now we could go for pineapple and we could just go for flame up. I actually want to go for flame up though. Flame up could be a nice addition to our whole build, especially that we drew ourselves a pineapple. But we really need the 2 bananas. Second chili pepper would be awesome as well. We're going to be missing some star slots in our Excalibur. That's where I'm thinking about moving our Excalibur back just a little bit. But if we do that, we can actually place our pineapple in here and then still have this up top. Blueberries in between then. I'm going to take the pineapple. We still have our chili pepper. We could take a second chili pepper, but I'm going to take the turnip. As mad as that is, I am going to craft up this flame up. The only problem is, where the hell am I going to fit it in? Because we need our food items extremely badly. Especially our bananas. I might have to place a paradise barb in this position for this round. Not super ideal, but it's probably more than likely going to have to happen. Means we probably want you slid back just a little bit. Have you been activated too? We place this helmet in as well. We place you in too. This is not looking so great, but I do want to craft up this flame up. And I want to take another chili pepper. But maybe it's too much. Too much stamina. We should be able to stack up. We use up a lot more stamina. We should be able to generate more heat once we get our flame up in. We should be able to go faster. Use up a lot more stamina. I think it should be genuinely fantastic. We just need a lot more storage to fit this all in. We're stacking up a lot of spikes, so opponents will be taking a lot of chippy damage too. We are rocking that Torn Bloom, stacking up a lot of power and the same on max life. However, not bad at all. And we're going to get a flame up, and it should be even more awesome. Now we could take another banana. Well, we actually could. Use up a lot more stamina, but I'm not going to. Finally break a mana orb, as well as another one of these two, so we can craft up a second helmet, reducing our healing even more, which is exactly what we wanted. Now this bird has been placed in some crazy positions, because right now, they're going to be sitting out here. Now I'm wondering, should we grab ourselves a mana orb so we can try to get a big mana with bomb, or should we potentially go for to craft up a second helmet? I think right now I'm going to sell our stones to definitely craft up a second helmet and reserve this for the next round. But let's get going once again. Now this Buster Blade with crits, crit with staff, this could be scary because this could potentially one-shot us if they stack up that in power. But we've got our flame up in, so we should be able to get our heat even faster. I'm really hoping we can get this heat going so fast we can get our max life stacked up so our opponent can't literally one-shot us with that Buster Blade. And right now, it's looking kind of nasty. 1200 max life, still going and smashing. Genuinely smashing. Then we could go for second flame up. But there's no reason to, right? Let's take both of these for now. Let's keep rolling. We could take the Dragon Egg to reflect some debuffs. We could take the item for scaling damage on our flame up. Being on sale, might as well hold on to it. I'm actually going to sell the item just to take more storage. I'm going to flip this down just a little bit and then place this into. The problem is I don't know where to place this mana orb. We could slightly move you up and place the mana orb in here so bird can target that as well. And I genuinely think that's going to be kind of smashing for us. Although I would love our flame up to be targeted by our Paradise Barb too. But I will be settling on this for now. Add in more flames so we start off with a little bit more heat so we can get going even faster. A little bit of a heal, and I think this is going to be fantastic. Although, this item right here, we're going to be hitting this a lot, so it is going to be eating up a lot of stamina. We're going to be generating up quite a bit of spikes for this blow turn 2. And they are stunning us just a little bit. But can we really keep up? Because within 8 seconds, we have 50, 60 heat, and it's still going up. We have infinite heat right now. And I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem with all this heat, if I'm going to be honest. 1500 max life? Hell yeah. What the hell is this build? Now, should we take another Subclass? Probably, eh? We definitely want storage. I'm still going to place this in too. I'm going to take an extra flame. Let's roll again. And we could take a prismatic orb. Since we're going so fast, I actually really think this is going to be awesome for us. And we could also take another corrupted crystal, inflict some fatigue damage. But I don't see too much of a point in that. So we'll roll once. Another bird. Could be even more fantastic. But I'm going to start off with a tiny bit more block. Let's just add in these flames for now too. Call it a day and rock on and get a prismatic orb in the next round. We could go for second prismatic orb, but not too interested in it. Now snow stick, blind as well, that could be problematic for us. But since we're going to be going so fast, Eggscalibur doesn't matter if we miss. We should be able to get our heat stacked up, and we should be able to generate up a lot of luck, increasing our accuracy, and counteracting all this cold. And it's not looking too bad. Definitely not. Just smashing our way through, and that's another Hunger Blade, another mana orb. I'm going to be taking this prismatic orb, 1,000,000%. I'm going to be placing it in here for now too. Now the thing is, I really do want to grab ourselves a second mana orb so we can get another big mana buff bomb. But am I really willing to sell all these flames? Maybe do sell a Star of Courage. You know what, let's just sell 3 flames. Sell 3 flames, let's take it. And you know what, we might actually place it in the worst spot available. Mainly so we can just start off with a little bit of extra mana. That's basically going to be it. With prismatic orb in here, we start off with 4 mana, we get 8% healing efficiency and inflict 1 extra debuff. But it's also going to be targeted by a Paradise Burb, so we should be able to potentially stack up a lot more buffs whenever this does trigger. And other reason I'm going to have this here is when this explodes into a big mana bomb, we should be able to duplicate those buffs even more. And that's going to be a whole game plan. Is it going to be good enough to be able to win out? Because we are facing opponents with infinite vulnerability. With a Holy Spear, Crossblades are going to be dealing some big damage too. We won't be able to lifesteal, but we should be able to stack over max life. So I don't think we're going to have too much of an issue, maybe. Depends on how fast we can stack over heat, because right now, it's not going as fast as I would like to. But we're getting up there. 7 seconds in, 45 heats. All we got to do is outsurvive their invincibility that they have millions and millions of years of. And right now, it's not looking too bad, because we're going to get another big mana buff bomb. We should be able to get a second one, and we have over 100 heat, 12 in power. And this prismatic orb is going every 2 seconds right now. Every 2 seconds, random buff. Yeah, we should be able to scale up our buffs infinitely. 1800 max life and start dealing crazy damage. And not bad at all. Managed to beat a Holy Spear, Crossblades, King Goobert. And this Holy Spear is starting to become insanely popular. How much damage did we manage to get? We didn't improve our damage that much, but our opponent did have invulnerability for 7 bajillion years. So we had 47 DPS. Our opponent did have 100 DPS. In terms of heals though, we had 200 healing per second. With 100 max life gain per second too. Power of the Moon actually providing 600 max life, along with Cheese Goobert and along with our cheeses. But anyways, we did win with 5 lives left. We should be able to get a lot of rank points. Potentially, give us 25 rank points, bringing us back up to Masters once again. But anyways, I'm going to leave you here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even subscribing. And I hope to keep a lookout for the next one. I'll see you next time. Okay, we're back in some round 18 fights, and we're going to see how we can deal with some other builds. Can we deal with a Nullblade Cthulhu? This could be interesting. They're going to be stealing our buffs. They're going to be stopping us from healing with this Doom Cap. But we should have no problem once we stack over heat though, because they're not going to be stopping us from stacking our max life. And after that, once we go galactic speed, it's not going to be too much of a problem after that. Now we come and deal with a super awesome setup with the Steel Goobert's Hammer Daggerang action. They're going to be stealing all our buffs. So this could potentially actually be not great for us. To steal our heat, then to stun us, then to steal more buffs, then to steal pretty much everything while to scale up the damage with the Steel Gooberts. However, can we really keep up with them? Hell yeah we can. We got infinite heat right now. Our opponent does have 21 heat, but really, they can't keep up with all this max life, all this buffs, and all this awesomeness. And finally, come and take on a Dancing Dragon with Time Melting Holy Spear type action. They're going to get invincibility. They're also going to have lots of damage. But again, all we need to do is go super speedy. And once we get super speedy, it's not going to be too much of an issue from here. Definitely 1,000,000% going to be smashing out.